No.
Good morning, everybody. It is March 12th. We're live streaming this morning from the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board office in Nanaimo. Today's topic is property tax dynamics. I've got a six-part presentation here for you today. There's actually quite a lot to it. This time of year is when I start to get phone calls from my clients asking about their property taxes and why they are either up or down and so on, and what to do about it. So here we go. So I've got 6 items to talk about. Item 1 is about the municipal mill rate. So in every municipality, the city council assigns what the mill rate will be. So it's your assessment, the number they gave your property for assessment times the mill rate, which in the Cowichan Valley is 4.575. So if your value is $500,000 times 4.75, your property taxes will be $2,287.50. So the city council, in vague terms, they look at what their budget is, they look at how many taxpayers they have, and they divide it by how much money they know they'll need to operate the municipality for the next year, and then they come up with a mill rate to apply to our assessed values. So that's how that works. The second topic is regarding tax grants. So we are blessed in this province to get a grant from the government that is against our property taxes. Okay, sorry, little tiny interruption there. That's what happens with live streaming, right? It's never perfect, but you know what? We just carry on. So there's a further tax grant. If it's your primary residence, there's a $570 grant. If you're 65 or older or disabled, there's an additional $275 per annum that's applied against your property taxes owing. So that's a great bonus for us BCers. Thirdly, you can appeal your taxes. And if you don't agree with your assessment, you can appeal it, and the tax deadline in BC every year is January 31st. You can either phone into the BC Assessment Authority or go get one of their online forms. I've seen developers and commercial people phone in and be able to resolve it over the phone, but in residential, normally you have to appear before the Property Assessment Review Panel. Sounds very ominous and intimidating, but actually it's not. They're very nice people, usually 3 or 4. You meet at a hotel meeting room somewhere, and you show up prepared and you state your case. So I help my clients quite a bit with this. If they don't want me to attend and help them, that's fine, but I'll supply them to go with it with the materials they need, which is mostly the most recent comparable sales to their property so that they can... and so that's what happens. One time I went 2 or 3 years ago where the entire street was appealing, and it was like a class action assessment appeal. So I showed up and helped them with that, and that was a great thing. They had a problem on their street that was real and needed to be accounted for in the assessment and wasn't being. The fourth is a tax deferment program. So the BC government has 2 tax deferment programs. The regular program is for 55 plus, a surviving spouse of any age or a person with disabilities, and it has to be your primary residence. And you have to have minimum 25% equity in your home, plus the amount that you're deferring your taxes. So every year that you defer your tax, of course, there's more and more owing. That can't, as your mortgage is coming down, that deferment's going up, it still can't exceed 25% equity. The second deferment program is called the Families with Children program. And what it is, it's also for primary residences only, and it's a low interest loan for young families to help them get their taxes paid. Fifth topic, what happens if you don't pay your taxes? If you don't pay your taxes, it's very, very serious. There's a redemption period. If you haven't paid the taxes during the redemption period, then your home goes for a tax sale, and it's actually sold for the price of the taxes owing on it. So I contacted our municipality a couple of times because I've read about this a lot in the US, how people could just go all around the states to tax sales buying up these cheap properties. In Canada, though, it rarely happens. It gets close to the redemption period end, and a family member, somebody will come in and pay those taxes because it's just criminal if they would go at that rate. So that's not something that happens in our market area very often at all. So anyway, good idea to pay your taxes. The last topic is our property transfer tax. So it doesn't really relate to it directly, but I'll tell you how it kind of does relate. So the property transfer tax, everybody pays, no matter what real estate they're buying in this province, unless you're a first-time buyer. But if you own property even in, let's say, Africa, you will not be exempt from paying that property transfer tax. So it's 1% on the first 200,000 and 2% on the ballots. People from out of province get really upset. Most of them don't know about it till I get here, and I explain it to them before they go to, put paper to pen or figure out whether they can afford a property or not. But then I do explain to them that it is offset really by our grants that I just explained to you about, because we get that grant every year for as long as we own the home. And other provinces don't. Maybe one or two others do have that. So that's a great thing. They always say BC stands for bring cash when they hear about the property transfer tax, but really it is kind of offset by the grant. So it's an easier pill to swallow when you know that. So if you have any questions about taxes, or would you like to talk to me about it, or need help appealing yours, give me a call. I'm really happy to help you. Debbie Simmonds, Remax Ocean Point, 250-246-0708. Have a wonderful week.